I am coming. I am coming. Just give me 1 second. Let me step over this wire really quick. I'm coming through. Hold on. I'm here. Okay. What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Hope you're feeling well, doing good. Thank you so much for being here. I am not set up at all. I am still kind of getting the room set. Sometimes I'm just in shambles. Hold on. There you go. Got to get the money maker in there for you. All right, so what are we doing today? I got my list of songs. Let's go ahead and let's do The Police. Let's listen to Murder by Numbers. This is actually a bonus track off of Synchronicity, which I usually don't do, but I figured so many of you had asked for me to do this one that I was like, well, let's just go ahead and do it then. So we'll go ahead and get into that to finish out the album here. Synchronicity has been a really, really fun album to listen to, especially songs like random songs like Mother. It's so random, but it's so fun. It kind of shows a different side of the band, you know? So I'm excited to go ahead and finish this one out here. Hopefully my volume's okay. I literally don't have anything ready. Let me just adjust my fan real quick so I can feel a little bit of a breeze between my knees. And make sure my headphones are kind of straight. That looks right. All right. So without further ado, thank you for your patience, by the way. Without further ado, Murder by Numbers, The Police. Great impact.
Once that you've decided on a killing, first you make a stone of your heart. And if you find that your hands are still willing, then you can turn a murder into art. There really isn't any need for bloodshed.
Love how that came in.
Do it with a little more finesse. If you can slip a tablet into someone's coffee, then it avoids an awful lot of mess. Because it's murder by numbers.
That's so cool.
1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. It's murder
I hear you.
by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. Now, if you have a taste for this experience, then you're flushed with your very first success. Then you must try a twosome or a threesome. You find your conscience bothers you much less. Because murder is like anything you take to. It's a habit-forming need for more and more. You can bump up every member of your family and anybody else you find above. Because it's murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. It's murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. You can join the ranks of the illustrious in history's great dark hall of fame. All our greatest killers were industrious, at least the ones that we all know by name.
Good line.
But you can reach the top of your profession if you become the leader of the line. For murder is the sport of the elected, and you don't need to lift a finger of your head. Because it's murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. Murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3.
wiping the floor of that.
1, 2, 3. ABC. 1, 2, 3. ABC.
I heard that little bass bop. Yeah. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a clap. Give yourself some applause. And with that, synchronicity is out of the way. And I mean that out of the way. We're done listening to it. We finished the album. Great track. Okay, so jeez, how do we even get into this? I guess one word that comes to mind in this track is just syncopation. Stuart Copeland, right? His drumming is just so amazing and wondrous to listen to. Actually, last night I was watching a workshop on YouTube from Steve Gadd, and just all the subtleties in some of the drumming and stuff, like, especially when you can focus on the drummer, and that's just because I'm attuned to listen to the drummer and the bassist usually. But when it comes to Copeland, just the way that he plays offbeat, and I believe that's pretty much what like syncopation means, is like playing in unexpected places and that kind of thing, from what you guys have informed me and from what I've read. And the way that he does it is so creative. Copeland does it without a lot of dramatic flair. You know, his playing is so tasteful. It's so elegant and graceful in the way that it moves. It almost has a deceptively simple maneuver to it. Like, I would say sometimes you could listen to the drumming and you'd be like, you know, I think I could figure that out. I think I could figure out what he's doing and kind of get that right. And you probably could if you wrote it down on paper and you gritted it all out and put it down to sheet, but it's the emotion behind it. It's that extra touch of personal that makes it so unique, and you're getting Stewart's personal touch in there. You got to find his groove. You know, a lot of drummers can play, but can they groove? And I think that that's something that Copeland just accentuates in his music and in his playing here. I got to be honest, I was I was so into like what Summers was doing on the guitar, just that very tense, and yet I know this is going to sound weird, but it's kind of a bright yet dark movement in his guitar. I'm not sure. There's a certain sound in the way he's playing which fills tension, and it has a little bit of a stressful nature in it, the way it's held back. But the chords are played so brightly that there's still some sort of illumination in there. But I was just so focused on Copeland and Summers and like what they were doing. Honestly, I didn't pay attention to the bass at all. I couldn't even tell you what the bass was doing because I legit wasn't listening. And then Sting sounds good singing wise as usual. Even when he's getting into these really throaty yells where it really sounds like he's got some saliva back there. You know, he does, you know, the that's a horrible take, but you hear what I mean. But then you get some of those really, this is going to sound so bad, like those wet kind of, I can't even do it. Never mind, I'm not even going to try. You guys know what I mean. You heard the song. Great track, though. Great track. The lyrics, he's just talking about murder by numbers. Once you've decided on a killing, first you make a stone of your heart. And if you find that your hands are still willing, then you can turn a murder into art. So interesting the way he's writing these lyrics. I love the steps you have to take if you're going to murder, if you're going to kill. First, you got to turn your heart to stone. You got to cut off your emotions. You can't feel anything. Then he says if you've taken the first step and your hands are still willing, first you got to, in a sense, kill yourself before you kill others. You know what I mean? There isn't really a need for any bloodshed. You just do it with a little more finesse. If you can slip a tablet into someone's coffee, then it avoids an awful lot of mess. You don't need to be, what is that name? That guy's name, Gracie. You don't need to be, doing all this crazy stuff. You just need to be sly, a little bit of Splinter Cell, little Sam Fisher. You can Sam Fisher it. You don't need to make a mess of things. You don't need to be Hannibal. Did you guys watch the TV show Hannibal? Not the movies. Yeah, that's great. But the TV show, that is... I love that show. Talk about murder being an art. Because it's murder by numbers 1, 2, 3, it's as easy to learn as your ABC. Now, if you have a taste for this experience and you're flush with your very first success, then you must try a twosome or a threesome, and you'll find your conscience bothers you less, much less. So as you keep on doing it, you find that it bothers you less. Eventually, he talks about some like murdering for lands, like he's talking about world leaders, of course, war and that kind of thing. And I think it's interesting how he speaks of, you know, the more that you do it, the less bothersome it becomes. The less you feel, the more you do it. So it's a really interesting way of writing about murder. Whether that's from, sounds so weird saying this, whether that's from like small time murder or like world leaders, bombings, wars, things like that. You know, that's what he's basically saying. He's saying it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. But you can reach the top of your profession if you become the leader of the land. For murder is the sport of the elected. And you don't need to lift a finger on your hand. You can murder without even lifting a finger. You can murder with a word, with just an order, with just a command. And it's just as easy as 1, 2, 3. Woo! That's deep. That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. Hey, let me know what you guys thought of the album. I hope that you enjoyed it. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it because I really had a good time with this one. Let me know your favorite tracks. Let me know your favorite. I almost said songs, but that's also a track. You can follow me on Twitter. You can support the channel on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all later. Bye.